M-I-T to the E to the L to the U to the X to the E to the top. Smacking, backing.
Well, hello there guys, I'm digging that intro still. I'm really loving it. You guys really do like it, and I'm back with some more videos, yay! This video, we're going to be driving the Class 150 from Shenfield to Liverpool Street, and it's going to be a very interesting, oh wow, why are we moving? Okay, well, anyway, it's going to be an interesting formation because we're driving an 8-car Class 150 formation in the London Midland livery, or I think it's actually Central Trains. There used to be a company called Central Trains. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of them. They had this kind of like, you know, really like green, blue and yellow kind of livery, so it was definitely something really like striking with colors like this. This is, yeah, it's nice. Anyway, it's great to be back and doing some videos. I'm gonna, because I have a week off now, I'm just gonna try and get some videos in. I can't promise that I'll be doing a lot because obviously I have to revise for exams and stuff like that and do coursework and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna, I promise that I'll try and get longer missions or scenarios from each of the games I play, so I can just split it into parts and just keep you guys entertained with the stuff. Anyway, right now let's just quickly open these doors. Let's go into the cab. Let's, because it's obviously the lovely Class 150. And actually, to be honest, I had a oh, okay, that's night. Yes, night day. Marker lights on. Destination indicator. I think that's good. Let's do instrument panels, and I think that's good. Master key in, and DRA off. There we go. And even though that is closed, I think I need to go back here. I think everything's correct here. Let's just quickly check it. Let's before we do, let's see if we can. Let's see if we have Liverpool Street, which I really doubt that this thing has. But let's see what's the closest thing we can actually put to Liverpool Street. Glasgow, Queen Street, Hayes, Maidenhead, Newcastle, Northampton, Oxford, Paddington, Reading, Taunton, Templecombe, York. Let's for the fun of it put Paddington. I know it's incorrect, but it's the only thing that's like really close to London that we have. And let's just put the destination indicator. I think that turns on the light. Yeah, there we go. And then let's go here and let's set it up here on this side of the train. So we could have put it on special, but you know, we could have put it on special. Actually, let's put it on special in the front here, because we are special. I don't think Class 150s work on this route, so you know, it's a special case what we're doing right here, right now. Class 150 of an 8-car formation. I don't think I've ever seen a Class 150. Actually, no, I haven't even seen a Class 150 in its normal formation for where I live. There's not much Class 150s. Anyway, let's head out. We're allowed to go. I'm gonna. Oh wow! Did you see that? It was actually just going backwards and then forwards, because obviously it's probably the gradient or something like that. Anyway, let's give some more power, because obviously this is an 8-car Class 150. This is a lot of power needed to. Well, actually, to be honest, with each engine, it probably would be able to power. But this is. I don't think this is an efficient formation for the Class 150. Like maximum 4 carriages is good, but 8, that's just, you know, you're kind of pushing it. It's not efficient. But anyway, I think this is the kind of like scenario to kind of like make the kind of what normally what would be on here, Class 331 or something like 313. So this is like the kind of like replacement for this scenario. Anyway, we're driving in the night. It's about 9 o'clock in game time, so you know, nice and dark. Nice cabin. And as I I did already record a Class 150 video, which was on, basically I think it was between Edinburgh, Waverley and Plowton or something like that. And I might record that one again because I did record it, but then I had a problem where I recorded, and I'm basically having some problems with recording issues and stuff like that because I have tried and recorded some videos, but like I think the problem is you guys might have picked it up when I recorded the Counter-Strike Go video with Rio Let's Plays, that there was an echoing effect, and then I found out that from that moment on that every video I recorded on Fraps that I rendered and uploaded just came up with this really odd echoing effect, so I had to try a new way. So I basically got a new recording software, DxTory, I now use, and and then I had a problem with this where basically it only recorded, because DxTory uses multiple audio streams, so I ended up just it ended up just being only one thing it would record. So now I kind of fixed that because I need now a program to extract both files. So anyway, I don't want to go into too much details. It'll boggle your minds too much, and it's just something I finally got under control, so I can start recording more videos for you guys, uploading it with no problems and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm glad I can start doing it. Anyway, we're approaching our first station, which is Brentwood. I think the Class 150 has really good brakes, so oh, by the way, let's turn on the cab lights, even though we're not supposed to officially for safety reasons, but we're in game, so we can turn it on and have it nicely bright up for us. Right, let's see how an 8-car Class 150 will fare in this kind of I think it'll be fine. Yeah, we're already kind of braking even at 100% thing. Well, not 100%, 10%, I like to call it. Oh look, we have another Class 150 on our travels. Okay. Right. Braking cylinders working their magic. Right. Nicely does it. I don't think diesel locomotives work on this branch, so you know it's a nice special occasion. Right, nicely does it. There we go. And what's this? Just a random. Is this a 6-car? Or it probably is an 8-car as well. Anyway, there we go. Oh, and a Class 360 passing by. 8-car. Oh, that's a shame. We didn't get the front doors opening. I don't know. Still a problem that Dovetail games have with the game. Doors closing. Let's go. Two-tone horn action. Woohoo! I have to say, it has a nice bit of acceleration for a diesel locomotive. Oh, full power. Let's go, go, go. I don't know why there's a huge spawning of people in this station for some really weird reason. Where'd it go? Look at our train go. And loads of people liked when I did this train on the stream once before, like this little radio here. I like that. I like these kind of little things that they add into some of the trains to make it a little bit more unique. Ooh, whoa. Damn, that sound does really change when you do open that up. Oh, no, oh good. I love the amount of AI already so far. Look at our train go. Class 150 power. I love how the engine cuts out like at a certain speed. It doesn't keep like fully belting out noise and stuff like that. It kind of like gets to a point and then it just like kind of lowers down. I like that. Like this is one of like I was saying like in the video that I recorded, which I unfortunately deleted because of me thinking that I wouldn't be able to solve the problem, which now I kind of regret deleting it because I could have just extracted the file, but at that time I didn't know, so I just deleted it, which is a shame, but I'll try and do it again for the future. But anyway, I was saying that this train, this Class 150, is one of the best trains I think they did because it has really good sounds and stuff like that. It doesn't really need to anything else. Like I'm sure, like say somewhere like the Armstrong Powerhouse website, they could probably make a good sound pack for this. But I think this is probably one of the best default trains that they made with good sound. While like say the Class 321, which I have to say the sound pack that comes with it on the Armstrong Powerhouse looks incredible, like really good, and I possibly might get it. But the only thing with getting the Armstrong Powerhouse is that you might need other things. You won't be able to play on every single scenario, which that's one of the things I hate, that you can't play on it. Like say in the scenarios that you have, people have to make scenarios for the Armstrong Powerhouse pack. But they come with some scenarios, so I could probably get that and then do it for you guys. And I like that it comes with different liveries, like you have the Silverlink, the old Silverlink Country livery, which is kind of nostalgic. Like I really like that. I have loads of different ones. It's great. And then the London Midland. Anyway, we're coming up to here, Harold Wood. But people have been suggesting to me to do different routes and stuff like that. I have not ignored any of that. I keep like a list of like what people want me to do in the future and whatever. And if you guys, I might like forget some of the ones. So if you want to just keep reminding me and like comment on the videos, because I will get round to doing it. Like people requested that I do like the Class 150, so I'm right here doing it because I haven't done it yet. I definitely need to do something with London to Brighton. Like, I can't believe I haven't done anything really much on London to Brighton yet. Like, I might do a full video. I might do like a Gatwick Express video as well for that. Something like that. We'll see. But just keep the suggestions coming in, because that kind of builds up on what I would make, instead of me just like thinking, oh, let me just do this randomly. But I think this scenario is pretty cool. It's unique, something a bit different. I didn't expect the 8-car formation when I was loading it. Like I thought, oh, it's probably just gonna be like a 2 or even a 4. But an 8-car Class 150, yes please. Alright, nicely does it. Nicely does it. There we go. I might turn off the cab light. It's more realistic. We don't need a cab light. We'd get in trouble if we were caught with a cab light on from the cab call button, and then like I really wish that you had some kind of option where you can like press this and you can like do an announcement where it had like say an echoing effect or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. Oh, but another thing I really wanted to talk about, which I talked about in the previous Class 150 video that I unfortunately deleted, is about multiplayer with this game. Let's just go full power. Anyway, multiplayer. I really wanted. I was getting into such a good discussion where basically I was talking about like what they could be doing and how to like expand the game more, because I personally think that Train Simulator has gotten to a point where I don't think it can go any more higher. because right now all they're doing is releasing DLCs and stuff like that. They're not really attracting any other different crowds. Like when they released 2014, that's when they were releasing it to different people, because they made the interface so much more easier. They just made it more of a friendly game. So while before it was more for an enthusiast, and even when I got it, like I think I got it when it was 2012 or even before. No, I got it when it was like Railworks 2 or something like that, or 2009. I can't even remember when I got it, but I got it such a long time ago. And then when it was more confusing, then there was nothing really like user friendly as such. And now with the 2014 version, it's actually pretty good. And then I was saying in this video that I made, which unfortunately deleted, that if they want to expand and really take this game in a new direction, multiplayer is the way. And I hope that multiplayer is something they're thinking about for the future. I don't care when it is. It might be in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. You know, I just hope... Oh, I need to slow down. I just hope that they put it into the game, because I think this game definitely deserves a multiplayer. Like, say, how Trains with a Z simulator got a multiplayer. A mode I think that they maybe should introduce first, before maybe having like a huge... Like, let me tell you my 2 things that I really want for a multiplayer in Train Simulator. Number 1, I think the first thing they should include is you have a driver and a guard mode. So you have 2 people. Like, this could be like a co-op, but you can have multiple people. But I think 2 people for the beginning entry of like a multiplayer. You have basically, say right now I'm driving on this train, and say I want to play with my friend, like one of my friends. There'll be a guard/driver mode where basically I am the driver, and then I have a guard, which is my friend, and he has a certain amount of camera views and stuff like that as a guard, and I have all my kind of train driver views and stuff like that. So he, as the guard, he would be controlling when the doors would open, maybe announcements and stuff that he can put around the train and stuff like that. He's basically in charge of obviously the train. Like when I'm at the driver's only controlling the train speed and that, and everything to do with driving the train, while the guard would control like the doors and stuff, if everyone's boarded, etc. like that. He can walk around the train, like a nice walk by in the train or something like that. They really need to include that. It's sad that they've just made this game kind of like static. Like, you can't really walk around or anything like that. I'm not saying like make it like World of Subways where you have like a person or something like that, or maybe even that, I don't know. But I would definitely want something like you can walk around, like for the guard. You would have someone like a guard could just like stand around here, whatever, open one of these doors, look around, be like, that's good, and then he has a certain amount of buttons where he can then close the doors, and then he buzzes to me, I buzz to him, cool, and we can talk to each other through in-game or even like through any other services like Skype or whatever. That doesn't really matter. And then he has a role to do, and I have a role to do, and that already is building up some sort of multiplayer for the game. Well, like, something that'll be more ambitious and more the next level is where you have like a map, where you have a map like say London to Brighton, where like I can load into this map where there are other people in. So there's 20 other people on the London to Brighton map. I log in and go into the London to Brighton map, and I say I want to start at London Victoria. So I go and I wait at London Victoria. Maybe there's other people as well that are starting at London Victoria. There's other people maybe that are starting at Clapham or Brighton, etc. They're everywhere around the map, and basically what everyone does influences everyone else. So like say if I'm starting at London Victoria, and other people that start at London Victoria and say they were there first, they would get the permissions to go first by the signalman or whatever. And maybe even you can have a mode where people can be the signalman and control the signals around like a certain part of each map. So you would have say I'm at London Victoria platform 11 or something like that, and then there's other people on platform 13, platform 9 and stuff like that who are leaving first because they were there first obviously, and they booked in a route first before me. So they would leave first, the signals would then reflect on me, so I wouldn't be able to leave straight away when I want to. I would have to wait till they're clear off in the distance in front of me. Say if I'm driving a Gatwick Express, and then there was a Gatwick Express leaving before me, I would be behind him, and then his distance in front of me would influence the signals that I would get back. stuff like this. Like I think if we had like a map with like any route or map or whatever, you would have a server which controls it, and people can go onto that server on that map and go around anywhere, and you know, like the signals reflect where everyone is and where everyone's driving to. You don't have to do the full whole map. You can select where you want to go from, like say this station or this station, to do maybe like a short route or something like that. But I think something like that would be the bigger overall plan. But I think if Dovetail Games want to do something like small and like say co-op like, but to bring in the idea of multiplayer, is have something like what I was saying, a guard and driver mode. Because I don't think that would be too hard to implement. I think it'd be rather cool. Like imagine right now I had a guard with me that controlled the doors, controlled the opening of the doors, controlled the closing of the doors. He can do announcements and stuff like that. I think that already as an idea itself is really, really good and really solid. And then you can start working on the whole kind of bigger picture. And that's how multiplayer in this game would hopefully be alive, would be born. That's what I honestly hope would happen. I don't know if it will. Maybe there will never be a multiplayer in Train Simulator, but I really hope there is, because I honestly think this game does deserve a multiplayer. There's obviously loads of things that they need to do before. It's not like, oh, let's make a multiplayer right now. There's obviously things before they could like improve. There's so much like things they need to do to the single player game to make it better. So definitely it's not going to be like, oh, let's go straight into multiplayer. That would be a really good idea. See, right now that buzzing could have been the guard that I had, like say one of my friends posing as, and then I would buzz back to him. You know, he would do an announcement to the passengers or whatever. I think that would be fantastic. Honestly, I honestly think there'll be. I think they need to do more interactions with, like, say, people in this game. Like, it shouldn't just be like, oh, there's a driver and you just drive the train and you just look at different signals and stuff. I think you need to involve the kind of like, logistics aspect of it. Like if you're transporting passengers, and then like you can talk to passengers, you can like, you know, I don't know, stuff like this. Like rush hour, there should be more people in the station. I don't know, crap like that. When you're driving freight trains, you should have you should, like, say, have like a depot or wherever, where you have cranes loading it into, actually like having animations where you would load things into cranes and into carriages and stuff like that. I think they definitely need to work on that kind of aspect where you have, because right now they're just working on the dynamics of just you driving the train, and there's no real like anything else. There's no animation on the stations, there's nothing like that. There's only the people. The only animations other than like say the train and like say signals is maybe like railway crossings and stuff like that. Other than that, I can't really think about much else that they've done with other like in the exterior aesthetic kind of visualization wise, like stuff outside the train basically. Like all I'm doing is just driving the train through a static environment almost. Like it is pretty much a static environment. I think definitely they need to do something more to kind of make this environment less static. Like sure, the AI trains is something to keep it less static, but in a way I would love if the AI trains acted a bit more realistic, because even though they kind of do, there needs to be some more kind of realism. I definitely think maybe one of the things could be like say the people at the stations, they would act a bit more realistically, because right now they're just like they're rendered in people that just walk around the thing. They don't physically get on the train. Like they don't actually like they just like kind of go towards the door and then they fade in. But there's always a set amount of people that are sitting on the train. I wish that they could make that like say like OMSI, where you actually have people that walk into the vehicle and actually sit down and then get up from their seats. That's something that Train Simulator could do. That's something that they could work towards to improve the single player aspect, because definitely right now it just feels so static. But anyway guys, I really hope just tell me what you think. Do you agree with some of my views about like the multiplayer and stuff? Like we should have a guard mode, and then we should have like a full persistent universe, like where people can just go onto a map and do different things and drive different routes, and like say signals and that like reflect on people's movements and stuff around the map. please comment down below. I love talking to you guys. I love reading your comments and stuff like that. It's just I love having a conversation. And I hope someone from Dovetails watched this. Like I'd really love to hear, because I've written to, like, say with Cities in Motions, I did write to them and actually suggest them some stuff, and then they wrote back to me, like, saying, oh, this is what we could do and stuff like that, and it was really good. Might do that to Dovetail Games, but Dovetail Games have definitely increased in size since they began, so now, right, I don't think they've really listened to the minority of people that actually have been playing this game since its origins. Which is sad, but you know, that's how life works. Start small, you listen to everyone, and then once you get to a big kind of game developer stage, you don't really listen to your fan base that much. It's sad, but it's true. That's how the game industry works. It's like, say something like Call of Duty. It's not like Activision listens to people. Let's be honest. They only listen to themselves. They only think about, how are we gonna make this much amount of money now this year? That's all they really do. Let's be honest. I'm not saying that Dovetail Games does that. I'm just saying it's kind of like that's how it's kind of going, because they're obviously going to get bigger. You're not going to be a small company forever if your game's doing well. Right, nice. Let's head out of Good Maze. Go, go, go. Vroom, vroom. It's quite noticeable that these platforms are actually quite high, because this train, like, the platform goes above the actual door line. Pretty interesting. Oh no, sorry, we're departing Chadwell Heath. Next station is Good Maze. There we go. It's like, I honestly feel this kind of formation for a diesel locomotive is very inefficient. Like, you would not see a... in some cases you would, like, say, there are some train companies that do long formation of diesel locomotives, like, say if they do have some long distances where there's no electricity, no electrical, basically electricity, like overhead wires and third rail, they haven't installed it yet there in some of those locations. They would use long formations, like, say, example, Virgin Trains, or like, say, cross country with their Voyagers, the class 221. They have formations of that and like 10 coaches, but that's more of like a fast train. Like, these kind of smaller diesel locomotives, it's very rare to get these kind of really long formations, because they're not really designed for like this kind of like metro style service. They're designed for kind of semi-long, like remote location stuff like that, you know. Right, Good Maze, we have arrived. There we go.